Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a tutorial on this sweet peach, kind of a sparkly cut crease look. Now I'm actually doing a mini series, so this is going to be the first mini series that I've done here on my channel, and I am featuring Too Faced. All this week I'm going to be doing a different palette of Too Faced and different types of looks. So for today I used the Just Peachy mattes and just did a shimmery cut crease. Now the video did kind of take a slight turn because I was going to do an all matte look, and typically I end up a glitter bomb no matter what I do, but I did get this and I was determined not to do that today for this tutorial. I was going to do an all matte look, but I did get this Prismetal J-Cat foil, metallic foil type shadows, which is literally like my favorite formula. And of course I was dying to play in it. I just got this from Ulta, I think last week. It's $6, so very, very affordable. I just wanted to try it because I do love metallic foils. It's my favorite formula. So I popped that on the lid, and then of course I had to do my signature bright inner corner, which is what I love. So there was a few little, I don't want to say bumps in the road, but little tiny detours, I guess. So yeah, if you guys want to see how I created this look and see the first of many mini series to come. Actually tomorrow I'm going to be using the white peach palette, which looks like this, and then the day after that I think I'm going to do the gingerbread palette, which looks like this. And then I'm going to do the chocolate gold palette, which looks like this. So it's going to be a great week. So palette right here. So it's going to be a fun week. Lots of Too Faced products being featured here in this mini series. So if you guys want to see how I created this look today, then keep watching. And if you guys are new here, don't forget to please like, share, comment, subscribe, get the word out so we can start kind of growing this channel here. I would very much appreciate it. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're new, and the notification bell to be notified of all of my future uploads. And without further ado, let's get into this sweet peach tutorial. Max Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, and I set this primer with some translucent powder. And one tip I have for you guys, if you guys have really dry lids, or if Max Paint Pot is very drying, I mix a little tiny bit of Vaseline on my lids. I know that might sound crazy to some of you, but it really gives a much more smoother application. And I also kind of warm it up with my fingers and kind of apply it that way. And I might use a brush to kind of get in the inner corners and all of that stuff afterwards. But the fingers also helps to warm it up so that it's really kind of smooth. And having that little Vaseline kind of under there just kind of helps with the blending. It just seems like smoother. It's kind of like putting it on your natural eyelids, right? It's greasy eyelids. It just kind of seems to blend better. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I'm old and wacky. Who knows? All right, I'm going to start with my Too Faced bronzer. And I'm going to start with shading the hood because that is what I want to do. So I'm going to put this, because I don't have a natural crease and my crease is an actual skin fold or a hood, I'm going to put this in the socket, but right on the socket bone. So pretty much right above my natural crease. And I'm just going to kind of create a little shadow with this. And I know that some people kind of say, well, you know, you shouldn't use a warm toned as a shadow and all of that. And I don't agree with that. I think that's, I mean, I like bronzers. I'm all about the bronzy look. I do bronzy looks continuously. So you know, I'm going to continue to, you know, shade my hood and contour my eye with bronzer because that is just what I like. I'm a non-YouTuber anyway, so why stop now? Why stop now? So I'm just kind of going right on that brow bone. I'm also taking it into the inner corner. I do like that Kylie Jenner effect. You guys know that, so I'm always doing my inner corner shading. I also take that opportunity to kind of throw a little bit down on my nose area here and just kind of contour. So I don't know if I mentioned, but this is a Sigma E35. I love this blending brush. It gives a nice, great wash of color, and I don't feel like I get that really harsh line. And I'm also doing a lot of like circular motions up in here. All right, so I'm going to sketch out and create my fake crease. Right now, you guys know that I kind of skip around a lot in the eyeshadow process. I cannot do the traditional cookie cutter YouTube one size fits all tutorial where you take a large fluffy brush and swashbuckle some color in a windshield wiper back and forth into the crease because, well, I have hooded eyes and I don't have a crease. I have a hood. I have some skin folds. So I do things a little bit differently. I like to create a frame. I like to map out. I like to have a template, a guideline. I like to create some definition and structure. And so to do that, I find the best way is I like to move around a lot. So, and you guys will see that throughout this video and basically all my videos. So I'm going to actually create my fake crease now, and I'm going to use this Sephora Pro 207. It's an angled liner brush. Make sure you got no hairs on there. You can also use the Sigma E45, which is a thin tapered brush, and I've got lots of tutorials on how to create your fake crease, how to map it out in detail. So check one of those videos. I will link it in the description box below. So I'm going to go into this shade right here, fresh picked, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of that, and I am just going to start to create the shape and kind of get a little rough guideline going. I'm going to deepen this up later as I go, so I'm not real concerned about the neatness. I'm just getting a rough sketch right now so that I can see where I'm placing the rest of my shadows when my eyes are open and I'm looking straight ahead. So that's kind of the whole purpose of putting in a new crease. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead. Now I have my fake crease created. You can see that I've got the shape mapped out. So now I'm going to take a little bit of peach tea and fresh peach. I'm going to put a little bit of both of these on the brush, and I'm going to just start to kind of bring some depth and dimension into the crease. Now that I have my outline, my fake crease created, I'm going to keep this above, or actually kind of right on the line and just slightly above, because when I look straight ahead now I can see this crease, so I want to be able to see these colors that I'm going to put on. So I'm going to just like tap off a little bit of that excess right there on my lid, and I'm just going to follow the shape of the line that I created. Once I get the color down, I always kind of buff out, so I kind of go in circular motions and kind of buff out the edges. I like it kind of light and airy. I just kind of like a really kind of a sultry, kind of a sexy fade, I guess if you will, on my colors. So I tend to make it really airbrushed out here, and I guess in the inner corner I like it a little bit more defined, but still, you know, really soft and sultry. Like when I take the color up towards the brow, it just really kind of softens that whole area and just kind of adds that definition that I like. So I like a little bit more of a structured, defined inner corner and kind of blown out, feathery, airy, airbrushed, you know, towards the back. So I'm just sort of following now the shape of the crease that I created. All right, so now I'm going to go back in with the first blending brush that I use, which is the Sigma E35, and I'm going to take a little bit of Peach Butter as kind of a blending tool shade, kind of a brow bone shade, and I'm just going to kind of whisk this out here, catching the edges of that last shade that I put in just to keep it really airy and airbrushed out here. And I don't know if I mentioned, but the last brush I was using is an M441 from Morphe. So you guys know that I like to skip around a lot. So what I'm going to do now is map out my lid space. I kind of like to get that going before I do any more with definition into the crease, so I can kind of get an idea of the entire picture. Now, I know that when I do like to do a darker, smokier, more wingy kind of a look, I love to use tape because it just elongates and keeps everything lifted. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the template just in case I decide to do that, and then I already have it there. Usually if I know I'm going to do it, I will do this kind of step in the beginning when I outline my fake crease. At that time, I will also kind of outline the outer V and just kind of get that whole thing kind of framed out. So I'm just going to grab this Peach Cobbler shade, and I'm just going to create a line straight up from my lower lash line and kind of connect it to the end of that fake crease that I just put in. So now I got kind of a little area right in here. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be because we blend that out with these shadows, but now I've got kind of a little area, and this is my template, so I definitely don't want to go past that. If I were putting tape, my tape would be right here. So it would be in alignment with my nose, with the tail end of my lash line right here, matching up to the tail end of the brow. So it would kind of be in that same exact area. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to put in shades in here in the lower lash line, but I mean out here, but if I decide to do a little outer V, little smoky, at least I've got this framed out now. So this is my little area. When you have hooded eyes, your quote outer V is in a different area than if you just have a perfectly defined crease. So it's a little bit more elongated and lifted upward, if you will. All right, so now that that is done, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my, all right, now on a Sigma E25, which is the same thing as a MAC 217 or an M433, if you have that type of a brush, I'm gonna take this shade that I drew the fake crease with and created my template out here, and just take a tad and just kind of go right over that fake crease line, which is going to kind of smudge it out even a little bit more and just kind of make it a little bit more pronounced. Also going to take it out here because why not? I may decide to put in some shadow. Just kind of softening it up out here. I don't want to go any deeper than this. I got a little bit of depth going now. I don't want to go any deeper now. I want to continue on with my lid space. So I'm going to take, I think, a little bit of this peach punch right here and just place this on my lid. And I'm still trying to decide if I should do, I want to do some shimmer on here, you guys know, or like a foil. My lap, I'm going to clean that off, and I want to brighten up the inner corners. You guys know is like my signature look. I always do this, so I'm going to grab a little bit of this peach meringue and just kind of make an ombre gradient of color going here. I'm going to put this on the inner corner, kind of like the inner half, I guess. And I'm still trying to decide, like, I want to, I got a new shimmer. Actually, I got a lot of new stuff this week. Oh my gosh, like I have so much. I swear. I hit Sephora Rouge like once every month and a half. I know, it's so pathetic. All right, now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to go back in and kind of redefine that fake crease. Once I'm done with my lid, you guys know that I hop around a little bit. So once I get done with this, I'm going to go ahead and redefine that fake crease and deepen that up a little bit and re-get that structure in there going. I did get this, and I really wanted to try this. Oh gosh, I'm going to be glittery once again. Actually, this is not really considered glittery. Like, I'm always a glitter bomb. I start out a matte and I end up a glitter bomb. But this is called Champagne Whiz. It's the Prismetal from JCat. I got this on Ulta, and I think it was like $6, really cheap. All right, so I'm going to try this, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with applying it a little bit with my finger and then see how that applies and then shape it up with the brush. You can see how beautiful it is. It just gives a, and I love foiled shadows that have like that metallic foil effect look. All right, so I've already spritzed a little bit of my brush. I tacked a little bit of this onto my lid. And now I'm going to shape this and get it in the shape that I want. When you spritz your brush with I'm using MAC Fix Plus, but any kind of mixing medium, it really makes the shadows a little bit more pliable and a little bit more smooth, so you can kind of mold that shape that you want for your lid. All right, while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and throw some of these colors down on my lower lash line. I'm going to start with the bronzer. So I'm really liking how everything is looking. I don't think I'm going to add any more colors out here in the outer V. I'm just going to go ahead and deepen up the crease a little bit. I'm going to take Peach Sangria. I'm going to take a little bit of this on the angled brush and just go over that fake crease line that I created. And I'm also going over the edge of the shimmer that I just put down. All right, so that really deepened everything up. I am kind of softening this because I really didn't want to go that deep. Kind of feather and flick out the edges a little bit. Once I put in this really bright metallic pink, I felt like I really kind of needed to kind of amp up the look a little bit and make it a little deeper. All right, I am actually kind of putting in a little brighter inner corner. It's just kind of become my signature look. Those of you guys that kind of follow me know that. So now everything is actually kind of looking kind of back to normal. Now we're kind of, I'm going to actually deepen this up a little bit. And by the way, this is the Sweet Peach palette, and I went into this shade right here, Peaches and Cream, which is a gold, kind of a gold shimmery color, and I put that on the inner corner highlight. And I'm just going to grab one of these shades right here, one of these brown shades right here, and just go over that to put that kind of alignment. All right, now I'm taking my blending tool shade and a Sigma E40, and I'm just doing a little buffing and just making sure everything is really airy and airbrushed and smooth. Put in a little tiny baby wing, I think. And usually what I do, just to kind of get the alignment going, I usually start like towards the end of my outer lid here, just kind of towards the end. And I go in an upward angle, just kind of in the same alignment, I guess, as my lower lash line. And then I take it in. And I'm just trying to create, just wanting to get a little tiny lift and a little bit of shape. So it just kind of elongates and kind of lifts everything up. It's kind of a little tiny little baby wing here, and I'm not going to take it, I'm going to go a little thicker here on the outside, and I'm going to grab my, like a little tiny, and you can smoke this out with a little smudger brush too. Sometimes I do that. I'm going to grab my Makeup Forever flat definer brush, and I'm just going to stamp really fine towards the inner corner. So basically when I'm coming out here towards the end, I sort of angle it upwards so it's in alignment with the lower lash line. And I always like it a little bit, because my eyes are kind of slightly downturned, I always make the line on the inner corner really, really thin, and then it gets a little thicker towards the outer edge. And I think that's just a, winged liner, technique in general. But I find that my eyes are downturned slightly, that having that little extra thickness towards the outer end kind of helps. So I kind of just take it down to the bottom, and then I just kind of do a little flick out towards the end. And I keep it in alignment with my lower lash line, and just making sure that the color is stamped on the root of the lash line, going inward. Just a really fine line. All right, I think I'm gonna, I'm just gonna add a little tiny pop of this burgundy shade to the lower lash line now, and then I'm going to smoke that out. I think that would be a good color for the lower lash line. That'll tie in the crease shade with this. Put in a little bit of this Stila nude liner on my waterline, on my lower waterline right here. I like a nude color there. I feel like it just helps make everything be open and bright. All right, I think I'm gonna touch up the face now. So let me grab. All right, I think I'm gonna go into the Sweet Peach Glow and just do a all over wash of color. And then I'm going to go and take my Too Faced bronzer that I used as my transition shade and just kind of go over the perimeters of the face. I love this palette. Oh my God, it smells amazing. I got almost the entire Sweet Peach collection. I didn't get everything, obviously, but I did get quite a bit of stuff. All right, I'm glowing over here. I'm gonna just tap on the blush a little bit and just kind of hit the cheek right there. And I'm gonna take the, I'm gonna be really bronzed up over here, the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer and just hit the high points out here. All right, so for setting spray, I'm gonna use the ABH Dewy Set, and I'm gonna actually spray this way and then dry with my fan. Woo! Woo! Oh my gosh, this look is so glowy and beautiful. I'm really hoping the camera is picking this up. All right, guys, that completes the look. And tomorrow we are going to be using the White Peach palette, which looks like this. I'm going to try to get through all of my, well, not all of my, but quite a few Too Faced products this week. So yes, join me tomorrow for another tutorial on a Too Faced palette. Thank you guys. Mwah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. I will see you in my next one. Bye.